Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late July 2022. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as usual and start you off with an oracle card just to dip our toes into energy and see what's up for the lovely Geminis here in late July. I hope you're all doing well, my friends. But let's see what's up, my guide, spirit team. Talk to me. What do we got for the Geminis? And yeah, we're just going to look at this first card real quick, then we'll get into the full tarot reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card with the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always very interesting if you ask me. But let's get this card out here. What do we got for the Geminis? Okay, that card almost flew off the table. I mean, we have our awesome friend with the cool haircut showing up for you. This can have a big link to the past or reflecting. Been seeing that a lot these days, but we'll break that down. Before we do though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you're active on social media, my handle on all platforms is @KyleofCups, so please feel free to hit me up on the platform of your choice, everything except Facebook. Into the reading we go now. Enough of the plugs. If you look at this awesome card, despite not talking about this guy's awesome haircut, it always catches my eye for some reason. So for some of you, hey, maybe it is something aesthetic. Maybe you're trying to work on your looks or your aesthetics or how something is perceived is important. But to me, the biggest thing with this card is the past. Notice this dude is looking at a movie or a photo. He's reflecting, he's thinking. So in the coming days and weeks, the past could be important for whatever reason, whether it's cycles, repeating, something or someone from the past re-emerging. These are the things I think of here. It could easily be as simple as somebody just like thinking back more than usual, like reflecting. I don't want to say stuck in the past, but there is that link there. So let's get into tarot. I'm going to get you 3 cards in the upright, then we'll intuitively clarify. And as I always say, this first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote for us. Let's get these first 3 out here. Shuffle it up one time for the Geminis, please. Now, the last couple of weeks, the readings have been interesting, my friends. Last week's reading was titled An Urgent Talk. And to me, that felt like some sort of conversation of importance, whether you wanting to speak to somebody else, somebody wanting to speak to you. It was high priority type of energy. The week before that, the reading was titled They Are in Pain. It had like 3 of Swords. So there's been some dicey things the past couple of weeks. We're going to see what we have this week though. You know, energy is always moving and shaking in different ways. You only take it how it hits for you, because this could represent other people in your circle as well. Let's get these first 3 cards out. Okay, we have Judgment. We have Action, starting us off with a bang here. In position number 1, whether it's making a literal judgment call or it's action in general. That's change-based, it's transformative. Okay, what do we got here? So we have the Page of Swords, and these 2 cards popped out at the same time. We have very, very powerful energies on the bookends here. We have the Death card on the back end. Do not be nervous about that card. We will speak about it. So this is giving me a stern type of energy once again. So like I said, last week's reading had some importance or urgency to it. This is feeling very stern to me. We're going to go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. So as I said, the bookends, Judgment and Death, these are super powerful, even karmic type of cards. So we're going to want to dig into that. But Judgment, it's angelic. So this could speak about spiritual protection to me. It could speak about making literal judgments or being on the receiving end of a judgment. Decisions, of course, but I see this as Plutonian, transformative based type of energy, similar to the Death card. So we have a lot of change. We have a lot of transformation in the main part of the spread. Generally, when I see this card, I think of Spirit or the universe giving you a kick in the pants to take or make some sort of action. Like make a call on something. So we're going to have to see what that's about. It could just be action in general, like I said, but it is very, very powerful. Moving to the center, we have the Page of Swords. Now, since you are an air sign, this is a card that could represent you. So in my simplistic reading style, this is a card of importance, right? Aside from this possibly representing you or another air sign, all pages are communicators. So like I said, last week's urgent talk, all pages are messengers, they're speakers. they also like to learn new things. But the thing with this page, if you look at his image there, he looks stern, he looks serious, similar to the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the King of Swords. They're all stern in their ways. This guy could represent somebody who's watching, okay, analyzing. So you might be analyzing certain things. Somebody might be keeping tabs on you. We'll talk about it more as we go through, because that card could mean so many different things, but it's a bit defensive. On the back end here, we have the Death card. Now, this could just represent a Scorpio in your life if you're connected to one. Doesn't mean literal death. I'm sure you know that if you're into reading tarot or you know about it. It's about cycles. So karmic cycles, the cycles of life, transformation. Generally, when I see this card, I think of a phoenix rising from the ashes. So you might be wanting to remake yourself in some kind of way. Make a big change. Make a big transformation. So we'll have to see what this is about, literally. Okay, like this is an old aspect going out, but a new one emerging. And like I said, on the bookends, super powerful, super intense, but they're also karmic and cycle based. So let's dive deeper on all this, Gemini. We're going to jump in and clarify. All right, let's get one more good shuffle here. Mix these cards up nice for you. What do we got for Gemini, my guides? What's going on with the Geminis? And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research, rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. We're going to go in on judgment. And as always, if you read tarot yourself, that's why this box is here. Please feel free to play along. If you're feeling any messages from this spread, you could drop it down in the comments for Gemini. I don't mind. So why is judgment here? Lots of power here. Lots of intense energy. Okay, thank you. Yeah, there she is, the Queen of Swords. So tons of air here. And just like I said, she's very stern. She's very serious in nature. This is no games, no nonsense. And I get this for you from time to time. Geminis are generally very nice, outgoing individuals. But there's a certain limit. And you could say that about any person, any sign. Geminis can become very cold if pushed to a certain limit. To me, this is giving me the vibe of somebody who's just like not about games, BS, or drama, like complete game over in some sort of situation, okay? Whether it's issues with a person, whether it's something within oneself. This is somebody saying like, no, it's time to get serious. It's time to like be straight up honest about this situation. No games, okay? Like truth, honesty, shrewdness, okay? So this could be Spirit asking you to get into Queen of Swords energy, okay? Like, don't BS around. Like, this isn't water, soft, flowy type of energy. To me, this is very stern, very shrewd, that Spirit might be asking you to get into, okay? You might have to take some sort of action that might not be perceived as the softest and nicest, but it could be for the better. That's what I'm saying. So, like I said, this is somebody just not playing games anymore, completely. We're going to keep moving here, but like I said, this is a very stern, powerful spread so far, Gemini. And you might just be in that mood. I don't want to say fed up, but we're going to keep it moving. Let's see what's up with that Page of Swords. I don't want to talk any of these messages into the ground, you know. They could mean other things. Oh, man. Yeah. End of story, no discussion. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse underneath this Page of Swords. Yeah, you can watch all you want. It don't matter. This is somebody like shutting down conversation. Or there might be somebody you're just not really trying to speak to. There's someone you might not be trying to talk to. It's like, nah, you know what? I don't have the energy for that. I don't have the time for that. Like the Eight of Wands in reverse is somebody, like I said, this Page of Swords is very defensive. So in this time, you might be shutting down communication with somebody or having issues with that. Like I said, this no games, no nonsense, no BS energy is leaning over. Because like I said, out of all the pages, this Page of Swords is the most defensive. And with the Eight of Wands in reverse underneath them, like it's like shutting conversation down. Like, all right, no more talking. You can watch from the sidelines if you want. I don't want to hear no opinions. I don't want to hear what anyone else has to say. My decision is final. Okay, so for some of you, this could be making a final decision on something. Like, no, that's it. This is how it's going to happen. This is what it's going to be. So very stern here. We're going to keep moving to the Death card. Very interesting. And usually I get like a bit of a softer energy. Like I am known to pick up on some stern energies in the Gemini readings, but this is feeling very, very stern to me. So why is the Death card here? Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the Shadow card. So why is Death here? Okay. Yeah, Five of Swords, stern. Okay, so we have almost all air showing up here. We do have that bit of fire, which can be volatile, can be a bit explosive when you mix the fire and air. And the Five of Swords could be somebody that is a little cold. Like I said, there's this cold, stern, no BS, no games. Like, no, you know, from now on, I'm going to watch out for myself. This could be someone that may feel like they've gotten burned in the past. Now, normally when I see the Five of Swords, I think of somebody who may have narcissistic tendencies. I'm not saying that to you, of course. That could be someone you're linked to. But when I see the Death card with the Five of Swords, it's like, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Going forward, I'm going to watch out for my own priorities, my happiness, my situations. It's more of a self-focus, and I don't necessarily feel like it's a bad thing. I would just say don't hurt anybody on the way up. There's nothing wrong with looking after yourself. There's nothing wrong with prioritizing yourself, your happiness, your situations, as long as you're not hurting others. That's what I would have to say. So this is somebody saying, you know what, going forward, no more Mr. Nice Guy or no more Mr. Nice Gal. All right, that's the type of vibe this is just giving me. All right, going forward, I'm locked on. I know what I got to do. I know when I'm going to do it. I'm not dealing with any BS or games. Okay, like I said from the very beginning. So let's go through this real quick, Gemini. Hopefully there isn't something or someone that's got you completely fed up, because with the way this energy is looking throughout the whole spread, like if you just look how it looks in this box, like it is very stern. But before the Shadow card, if you look in this box here, we have Judgment with the Queen of Swords. This could be somebody making a decision or a choice, taking their heart and emotions out of it. But like I said, she's very serious, very stern, just like that page. So this to me is someone saying, like, you know what, no more games, no more nonsense, no BS, games are over now. Like, this is how it's going to be. Somebody that is just going to move according to their plan is what I'm picking up here. A little cold though, all right? So there may have been something that's having you go cold in the coming days and weeks. In the center, we have the Page of Swords with the Eight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this conversation's over. This conversation's done. We are not bargaining. You could watch from over there. I'm going to keep it moving this way. There might be someone you're purposely trying not to talk to or someone you don't want to speak to. Moving to the very back end, we have the Death card with the Five of Swords. Yeah, going forward, I'm looking out for myself, right? I'm looking out for my own self-interest. We've been seeing it throughout this whole entire thing, and I don't necessarily feel like it's a disgruntled, as more of it is like someone may have gotten burned in the past, and they're just like, no, not again, never again. I could think with the brain, all right? Like, this is somebody focused, and there's nothing wrong with looking out for yourself. I'll just say that straight up. So, Gemini, please take a screenshot of that if you want to look into them further. I would definitely recommend that. We're going to get you one Shadow card real quick here. And yeah, like I said, with the wands and all this sword, airy type of energy, there could be a little volatility. So what's going on here? In the shadows for Gemini, please. Using the Shadowland Tarot once again. It's one of my favorite decks to use. And even if it's a positive card, we're going to look at the inverse. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we have the Five of Cups. That has shown up a couple times this week. This is a card of sadness, right? Usually called the River of Tears. Beware in this time of things that might have you like a little depressed in your feelings a little bit. I know we had a lot of this stern, sword, cold type of energy, but with the Five of Cups underneath, if that whole spread was sounding like somebody you've been dealing with, it's all to avoid this. To either mask this or avoid these Five of Cups. Okay, so to me, when we see the Five of Cups in the shadows, either it's somebody struggling with depressive tendencies or trying their best and doing what they got to do to avoid these Five of Cups. Now, yes, we all run the gamut of emotions. We go through different things. Everyone's going to feel Five of Cups sometimes. But this is a priority. Someone say, like, no, I'm not going to cry about that again. It's very interesting, and I would say in the coming days and weeks, just beware of depressive tendencies. I will say that, especially if that's something you've struggled with. So, Gemini, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. For the July subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Light Seers Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments, which tarot card would you like to have a conversation with? It could be anyone. I know I'd want to talk to the High Priestess. But yeah, after that, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of July, I'll put the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love to you. And I'll see you next time.